welcome everybody. We are very happy to have the newest creator in the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park, Esteban Limon. Today is a Monday, October 14th. And yeah, the newest ride that is about to open up in the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park. How you doing, Esteban?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Good, good. So we're going to talk about your treasure hunt. And then at the end, we're going to go into a couple other things treasure hunt related, right, K-Pro?
Yeah, we have an update. Mike's famous again. He's in the press talking about treasure hunts, but we have updates on Skydrop, Invitation, JCB, US Treasure Hunt, and Bookshop. We have 5, and they're just going to be short updates because we're not doing a show this Thursday. I am out of town getting one of these treasure hunts caches, of course, but we will have updates here. But we have a new one, and this one's exciting because, Froggy wore green. So Froggy in our Discord kind of got an inspiration. And, when we say some people just do it, sounds like he just did it. So we're going to tell you a little bit about him, a little bit about his hunt. You guys ask questions. I will field questions from the chat, but the typical ones of, can you remain anonymous and all of those types of things. But so I'd love you to introduce you and then a little bit about your hunt, and then we'll dig into questions.
Perfect. Okay. My name is Esteban Limon. It's Froggy in the Discord. And the quest is Estes Quest. Came about actually from my wife because I kept telling her about Project Skydrop, which is where I got the inspiration from. And she calls it my quest. She's like, "Oh, are you working on your quest? Are you going to go up this weekend on your quest?" And so when I started thinking about, man, this is so amazing. I had such a fun time doing this. I want to be a part of sharing this to the wider audience, to a different audience. I want to put my own twist on it. And the name.
So before you go further that way, so was Skydrop your first one? Your first?
It actually was. Nice. Skydrop was my very first one.
Oh wow!
Stumbled across it on Reddit, on the front page, just scrolling, and I guess it made a really high post. I wish I could remember who was the one that created it. I don't think it was Jason, but someone did. Yeah. They said, "Hey, check out this ongoing treasure hunt in Massachusetts or something." So I think at that point the circle had narrowed.
Nice. And there was a lot of PR for that treasure hunt. There were a lot of news papers and live shows, and they really did a good job on advertising. So
well, and those of you that think that Skydrop's over and the guy won it all, he didn't. So we're going to talk about that at the end, though. That hunt is still going on. Only like less than half of it has been found. The Bitcoin wallet is up for grabs still. So that's a whole development in itself. Okay. So we've established how you got into the treasure hunting community. And now tell us about your hunt, your quest.
Yes. So the hunt, I wanted to advertise early on where it was, a general area, just so people don't get false hope of where it's going to be. And also, just from player feedback from the current quest, people that want to take off time or plan a weekend to go hiking, it's good for them to know where it's kind of at. So I announced early on. At first, I said, I think I said east of the Mississippi, south of the Mason-Dixon is kind of the square I drew. And I ended up saying just southeast U.S. The first circle I'll put up will narrow that down. I'm doing a 300-mile radius will be the first circle. So from then you can see, hey, I have a shot at this, or nah, it's too far.
So 300-mile radius, and every day it will shrink?
Yes, and every day it will shrink.
And anywhere in that circle could be the prize.
Right, exactly. Yeah, anywhere.
And that circle is free for everybody. You don't have to pay to see that circle. Do I have it correct?
Exactly. The paid, the free is the circle, but I also wanted to throw some more stuff because I felt, I don't know, I have a little bit of a creative, I don't know what to call it. I like to express myself. And so I ended up making a couple of videos with my friends, doing some video clues, throwing up some puzzle ciphers, and I'm putting those out for the public also. Actually, the only thing that's private is photos of the current location of the coin.
Now, and that's what you get if you pay.
That's what you get if you pay.
Hey, come on, folks, $10. Who can't afford $10? You got to spend more at the movies. Now, is that just going to be a stationary picture, or is that going to get bigger and bigger?
So the picture is going to go. I don't want to say too much. I can say that there's no drones involved. There's no drones involved. but the picture starts out. I can say it starts out really close.
Okay.
It gets further back, giving you. I'll say you get a better view of the exact location where the coin's at.
So for people who don't know, what is the prize?
Yeah, is this
Doug
the
is already
same
saying,
prize?
"Give me the gold."
So I should have said that. Yeah, the prize is a 1 ounce gold coin. It's a golden eagle.
Nice.
It was my first. Yeah, that was my first time buying gold. Actually, I went to a gold shop, and it was really really interesting. The guy there was really informative. But it was hard to let it go. I was like, no.
Yeah, and who doesn't like gold? I mean, it's going
Yeah.
through the roof. It was up to 2,600 an ounce. I don't know what it is
Yeah.
now, but yeah, for sure. So the actual coin is there. It's not a proxy. The
Yeah,
actual.
no. It's not a proxy.
Okay.
The coin is there. And to answer, I guess, the anonymous part is, yeah, you can find it and take it and don't have to say anything, and it's gone. But if you want the bounty, which right now I think might cover gas to get there. I think it's like $70.
Okay.
Hopefully that goes up.
Right.
What is that based on? Is it a percentage of sales?
Yes. So it's 50%. So $5 out of every 10 for the private Discord, the members Discord goes into it. But I want to throw another little twist to get that as high as possible. Once I recoup my costs, I've been upfront with my costs. It's only $4K. It was the gold and a few other expenses. Once I hit $4K, it turns to $6 out of every 10. To kind of just bump it up a
So
little
everyone
bit.
should buy. Everybody buy the $10, even if you don't think you need it. Just to, like we say, we have every treasure hunting book in the world, even if we don't participate in them, because this is going to grow the base of people doing it if they can recoup costs and things. Okay, so a couple questions. Did you see Kiwi's question, Mike? Do you want to read that one?
So if the circle changes, does it change center orientation? Because one circle shrinking narrows down a center.
Yes, the center point will change. So it's
gotcha.
I mean, I played Call of Duty, Apex. I've played Fortnite. It's similar to the moving circle that's shrinking.
Right.
Yeah,
that's a good way to put it.
Oh my gosh, Mike! Now you guys are. Oh goodness gracious!
The father of death in PUBG. I get it. Yeah.
Okay, so since we have several people saying this, where do they sign up? How do they get started? How do they buy in? We're going to continue with questions, but some people are that. Usually, that's what happens here. Is a lot of our group, once they hear a little bit about something, they are going to jump in. So, how do you sign up? Even though I have other questions.
Yes. So I have a YouTube channel specifically dedicated to Estes Quest. It's you can just type in the YouTube search bar
and I'm going to put the link in the chat for everybody right now.
Perfect. At Estes Quest. And so that'll give you, that's the free site. All the information will pop up there. I have 2 intro videos, and then there's a link to the Discord on there. I went through Launch Pass. I worked through was trying to find a couple what do they call it, online payment collector people's and
nice.
Launch Pass seemed all right.
And that's right here, correct? Launch Pass.
Correct. Yep.
But that link is in the chat as well. People can go there, pay the $10, they get access to the Discord. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. But on your YouTube channel, this is where the circle will be for absolutely for free.
Yes, So that is where the circle is going to be. Again, I'm trying to run this as lean as possible. So I didn't get like I'm not paying for a map service that's going to do the circle and all that. I'm going to drop. I'm going to announce the chords. I'll say them, and I'll also put them in the description of the video. It'll be an exact coordinates of the center point of the circle, and I'll say, hey, here's the chords. It's
I see.
300, 290, 280, whatever it gets down to.
Interesting. Okay.
When does this launch?
The 19th. So this coming Saturday.
Saturday. Guys, Saturday. He even started on a Saturday, so you guys can spend your whole weekend.
It's very weekend friendly, is what I'm going for.
Excellent. And how often do you update this circle? Is it every day, every week?
So the circle will be every day. The videos, I have enough videos for every other day. I wanted to give people time to analyze the videos, look through them, see what clues, talk about it, share it. I don't just want to bombard a new cipher every day.
Well, and now, go ahead, Mike.
There'll be ciphers as part of the clues.
Yeah, so there'll be a few ciphers.
All right.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a running joke here. So I am more formally educated, but I am horrible at ciphers. Mike is Mr. Techie Cipher. He actually thinks they're fun. So we
It
call
can
it
be
could
fun.
K. Is this a K-Pro cipher? I can do A1 through Z26, but when you get into advanced pick pin and you need a key and then shift it, blah blah blah, and you need a NASA person involved, that's a little bit outside. It's still fair game if someone wants that, but I don't find that fun. So if you were to say, is this something I could solve? Like, this is a K-Pro cipher, or do you
I
think
will
it's more
say
advanced?
they start easy and get a little more difficult, but the difficult is I would say is journeyman level. I do not have an extreme cipher background, techie background. I think my first intro to cipher was someone gave me a Sherlock Holmes collection, and I think something about a pip. He had a famous story about something with a pip, and he explained a cipher in it. And so that was it's very, very, very easy level, I think.
Okay.
And
there
the
are
other
ciphers?
the other very interesting thing is you have an end date. It's not just
Yes.
open-ended. It's
Yes.
not going to go
Yeah.
forever like the
Oh.
invitation. There's an end date. What is the end date? So
November 17th. November 17th. On the morning of November 17th, for some reason, I set it for 30
almost
days.
a month. Yeah, 30 days.
I said it for 30 days was what I said it. I'm expecting it to go 2 to 3 weeks. If for some reason it hasn't been found by the morning of the last day, I'm dropping. The exact chords are going to be up.
It'll be a race.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a race then.
Okay.
And the person just has to go pick it up and they take it and that's it. They can either
That's it.
contact
So-
you or not contact you and it's over.
Yeah,
They got
so
a gold point.
it's a Pelican case at the location, a small Pelican case, and yes, I just saw in the chat. Sorry,
Yeah. That's cool.
So it's a Pelican case. It's got the coin in the envelope, a little white envelope, and then there's a letter underneath it that I wrote. And so the letter is congratulations. It's a little bit of a thank you. It's a hope you enjoyed it, and then it has all my contact information. Explains the bounty. Obviously, I don't know right now what the bounty will be, but it lets the person know in case by some freak of luck, a random person who has no idea what's going on just sees it and finds it. They can also reach out to me, and again, and they don't have to be anonymous. I thought about having a clause of, hey, you have to post a video, because obviously a video would be great publicity for me, the creator. But I want to give people the option. If you want to do it completely anonymous, you don't have to.
Well, will you know? Let's say it's found on day 3. Will you know when it's found? Because what if they do not contact you because they're like, oh, for the $70, and I don't know if I even want to be.
Yeah.
Do you have a way of knowing if it's found, or is it just kind of
So I have a little bit. I don't want to say too much. A little bit of a way of knowing. Generally, when it's found, I'll say that it won't go missing for more than like 2 or 3 days. But then the next person that gets there will be like, what? There's nothing here.
I'll let you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you put a picture of it on your Instagram. Can it okay to show the picture?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Here we go, everybody.
Okay. And as you're doing that, when you give out these ciphers and hints and things, ooh, that's pretty.
And this is the box that it's in, correct?
So that's the exact box that it's in. The only thing different at the current location is there's a letter that I wrote underneath, and I put the letter in there underneath.
And this is not hidden. It's out in the open, just sitting there.
It's out in the open. Yeah. I think legally I couldn't dig. So it's just.
Yeah.
Sitting.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's possible somebody could stumble upon it.
It's very possible. I'll say I was pretty intentional of where I put it. I doubt they would, but maybe.
That's a good looking coin. 2011, right?
Are any of these
I think
clues that you're going to give or puzzles, are they red herrings? Will they take you away from red herrings or fair game to some creators?
So I'll say every video I put up has a clue I'm trying to communicate across, but there's a lot of other information in there. I'll give a rough example without giving it too much. I did an interview with a friend, and in that interview, there's the words we use, something I'm trying to communicate across. But we're talking about a lot of silly stuff. So if it depends on what you,
but it's not intentional. Like you're not going to say, hey, it's under a law, guys. And it's not under a law.
No.
Okay. And that's fair. Okay. Some people do.
Yeah.
Like we just had the Treasure Games guys on, and they said the poem, there's red herrings, will give hints that will really help you. There'll never be a red herring in a hint, which I personally don't like to participate in ones that I think it's hard enough to solve a hunt when you have something. I did a hunt maybe 5 years ago, and they said there is 2 solves in here. They take you to different parts of the country. Both of them are in the puzzle, but one of them's completely fake. And I'm like,
Right.
I'm out because I don't want, I mean, if they were both in the same city, okay, I go to one, I go to the other, but go to two different parts of the United States. It was like, no.
That's tough. Yeah.
And how big did you say the initial circle is going to be on the 19th that everybody can see?
So yeah, so on the 19th, the radius of the first circle is 300 miles. 300 miles.
So people will know what state. Right now, all we know is southeast, but that will narrow it down to which states. We'll know.
Well, I'll say you probably won't know this. You probably won't know the state until after the first couple days. Yeah.
We'll know the 300-mile radius. So there we go.
And then it narrows by what? 10 miles, 20 miles?
It doesn't go by the same increment because what I was trying to do is I was studying how people were solving the first circle.
Yeah.
And I saw that there was a lot of like raw data getting input, and some people had some crazy algorithms that predicted the circle.
Right.
So I tried to make the circle as random as I could, and also the shrinkage. Yeah.
And that's really good to have. That's why Mike and I we've done probably a dozen hunts, and we've kind of built up through the years. And we had our first book, and we've learned so much. And even doing 12 of them, now that we have like a bigger prize, we have a gold coin plus some other things, and a book, a full, like, I think it's 25,000 word book. There's a whole different ball game of learning lessons. So it's good that you kind of took the learning lessons, and I'm sure you'll learn a lot with this one. Cause like, who would have thought a weatherman is the one that figured out how, I mean, our treasure hunt community is a creative bunch.
It really is. And that's what, drew me to it. I mean, people have so many skills. I mean, I'm communicating with so many fascinating people with their niche talents and everything. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
And thank you on your community page. You put a link to our Discord. You said a thank you to us and to Jenny Kyle, put a link to her. So that's great. So we appreciate that. So the first thing everybody needs to do is you need to go to Estes Quest on YouTube, and you need to subscribe. And hit that bell so you get notified when the first video goes live, or goes up, I should say, on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And then you need to go buy in to this launch pass. The membership's right here, $10, get you in the private Discord, get you some hints, etc., and a picture of the actual location, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you think somebody will be able to find it just from the YouTube videos and the circle?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's very, very possible. So I was trying to game it out. I had a few people kind of play test some of the videos with the understanding that they're not. I was like, you can't play.
Right.
But so my estimate, and I'm trying to be pessimistic because I learned what happens watching if people are too optimistic about how long it takes.
Right.
I would say if you're a complete free to play player, you might get it day 21, 23, 24 because the clues are going to get more because I want to make people excited, right? So the clues will get easier and easier as the day gets closer. I don't want people stewing over some random puzzle for weeks and weeks and just getting frustrated.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you have all these clues and everything set up, or are you still in the process of making?
So I've got all the videos, but I've got some editing to do depending on what I want to. You've made videos, so you always get more footage than you end up needing. So
right. Interesting. I like it. So inspiration was Skydrop, which the gold trophy was found, but now we're gonna get into what happened with Skydrop. I don't know if a controversy is the right word, but I don't think it ended the way they want it to end. So hopefully yours won't.
It's not ended, Mike.
Yeah, I know it's not ended. So we're gonna buy into yours. Me and K-Pro, we should know somebody that's in one of those states.
We have Shannon. We have Rudy.
Yeah.
Rudy's a little trickery guy though, so I don't know about Rudy. But we know so much. We have Stephanie down in Florida. We have I can name.
Yeah. So
we have House Husband in North Carolina. We have AJ in Virginia. So we have. This will be good. This will be good that we know some peeps.
Billy Shaw says, I feel like Este is just as excited to give it away as we are to find it.
I definitely have. If we could fast forward to the last day so I could hear the story of how the person went about finding it and what it means to them. And that'd be great.
Well, I don't know how your personality is, but I know on the ones that we're doing, there's always something that happens you don't expect. I freak out. Mike just goes, okay, we got to figure a way around it. So I'm like that, and he's the normal one. So I hope you have a friend or someone that you can, but I'd say you can roll through anything. I mean, other than someone getting injured, which it doesn't sound like this is even one that you would have any issues with that. I'm learning not to sweat the small stuff. Are you right now working on any other hunt, or are you focusing on launching yours?
No, I mean, I've got I can't turn my brain off at night. I get like I'm just like thinking of, the next one, how grand, how big it'd be, but all my intentional work is on this one.
And
then
you
try
said you were
like,
where?
I'm sorry. Oh,
What
right
state?
now I'm in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay. Well, we
Good old
have a
Baltimore.
big 6-figure hunt coming to the Northeast Massachusetts area. So
Okay.
that'll be we're going to
I've
announce
been
that
looking at a lot of
once.
maps of the Northeast recently.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
going to
right.
be, it has he bought a good friend of ours. His name's Michael O'Connell, is a policeman. I think he's retired now. And he got so inspired by Forrest Fenn that he bought some of the gold that we bought. He bought a lot of Forrest Fenn items from a lot of the searchers and put them in a treasure hunt. And that one's coming out very, very soon, but he's finalizing things now. So that will be one up for, and that's why I'm going to update that top 12 or dirty dozen or whatever we called it. I took Skydrop off. I got to put it back on. But I'm going to keep that going for those. And we're going to show that at the beginning of our shows, just so people know there's a lot of these. Like, I got into the Forrest Fenn hunt 7 years ago. I didn't even know this was a thing. These are happening everywhere. There's people like you and us, and
everybody. It's awesome. The more the merrier. I mean, we always say support people that are creators of treasure hunts. I mean, you're giving it a try. We did get a super chat from Money in the Box, our Detroit friend. Thank you for that $4.99. He says, "Nice hat, go Lions." That is a Lions logo if anybody can make it out. And good luck, Money in the Box. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Tim says, "Okay, I'm in." Hooli says, "I might be in again." So it's $10, guys. You spend more than that going to Starbucks or to a movie. Show some support, buy in. And again, if you really need somebody to go boots on the ground because you think you know where it is and you don't know anybody, reach out to me and K-Pro. We can put you in touch with somebody that's in the area. I mean, we know a lot of people across the U.S. that are into these treasure hunts. So, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. We know it's going to be successful. We hope you make. I'm sure you have a number you're trying to hit. We hope you make it, and then you can do another one. Bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, you said you're married, right?
Yes.
Now, how's the spouse feel about it? Because a lot of times when there's couples, one's into treasure hunting and one is not.
So she's not as into treasure hunting. Again, when I was explaining to her about Project Skydrop, she's like, "Wait, so he put gold in the woods and walked away?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Is it his?" I'm like, "Well, no, he's giving it, and we'll find it, the clues." She's like, "How?" And so I was trying to explain it to her. I don't know if she's as excited as it, but she saw my enthusiasm for it. And she's all in. Originally, so she did talk me down a little bit because originally I wanted to get 5 coins.
Wow,
like, everything we had, 5 coins. It'll be big. It'll be this. And she's like, "How about 1? Let's do 1."
That's a good compromise.
So
she's
the voice of reason. I'm the dreamer, and it works out pretty well.
Well, have you ever been to the point where you're like, "I'm going boots on the ground to go look for a Skydrop," and she's like, "Again, no." We've had some spouses.
So the funny thing about that is I had my trunk was packed. I had all my gear. I had my boots, my socks, my bag, and I was getting ready to go. It's a 6-hour drive for me to go up to the area I thought it was going to be at. And I had like a couple things I had to take care of in the week. And so once she's like, "Okay, if you do those, I'll be fine with you spending 2 or 3 days." So I did what I needed to do. And then I was getting ready to drive up, and I got the notification that, someone found it.
It was found,
Which I'm
and
glad
everybody's hopes and dreams were dashed. Yeah. Laurel says, "Okay, Cowlazars, you changed my mind. She's going to buy it." So,
and you might not know that's Quokka remember the one giving some very honest feedback.
Oh, that's right.
No.
That's
and
right.
now we changed her. We got her over.
That's good.
She's
there
in.
You go.
Nice.
Now I'm assuming you paid over the spot price for the coin because gold is like $26.40 right now, but I'm sure you had to pay a premium.
I mean, I'll say what it was. It was $27.70 was what I paid for it.
So I mean, $10 to have a shot at gold worth $2,700. I mean, how can you say no? So that's awesome. Well, thank you for doing it. I think a lot of people would have charged a lot more. So $10 is a great price point. Okay. Billy Shaw says not bad as far as the price.
Go back up to Billy Shaw's.
Oops. Great price.
The long one.
I wish Skydrop was more upfront about how the bounty would work. It seems a bit of bait and switch. Yeah, at first they were going to give it to the guy, and now he's got to solve something. They did change it.
Well, let's talk, and if you wouldn't mind staying here for this one, Esteban. So
because you
how I understood it, and maybe they said technically the wording was a little different, but basically they had a gold thingy, and then
Trophy.
worth however much money, and then they had Bitcoin, and as people bought in, the Bitcoin wallet would increase. So the Bitcoin wallet was around 80 grand. And the deal was, or the rule was, and I remember at the time watching the guy, you have to film yourself finding it. And so that's how it was perceived, that both of these things would be given to him. He went directly to the press rather than to because he said there wasn't any rule. So we kind of have communications coming out by each entity, the finder and the originator.
Finder made his own YouTube video, and he kind of talked about the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. It was interesting to watch. Yeah.
Oh, 3D Bronze, if you want to show, he did this for our treasure hunt.
Breaking news.
So this is breaking news. This is, we have a fun, so probably the nicest human on the planet, and his name is 3D Bronze, or that's his handle. He makes 3D chests. They're like plastic-y. They're not like metal. They're plastic-y. He made one for the invitation. There's the Forest Bend one.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he would like your contact information. He would like to make you one for your hunt.
Or
he
said next time, if you do it again, let him know, and he'll make the chest to put the coin in to leave out there.
And he did.
So that's really good work. Yeah.
We do a annual meetup in Las Vegas. We bring everybody in, and he actually brought little mini invitation chests that we're doing for everyone who attended. He was super nice. So cool. He does it. He's just one of the kindest people in our. He said, or this time or next time, whatever. Yeah. Or both times. He's just a nice human. So
3dbronze.com is the website, everybody.
Yeah.
Billy Shaw says I still have a couple of his boxes. Super cool.
3dbronze.com. I'll write that down.
It's his website, and I believe your contact info is on there, right? 3dbronze, 3dbronze.com.
Okay, so this is what happens with Skydrop, guys. So you bought in, you think you're moving along, you find it, and it says you have to film yourself finding it. So the guy made a video. He showed himself finding it. He met with the press, and he was excited. Well, the originators weren't as enthusiastic about that and said, well, that's only part one. You get the gold thingy, but not the 80,000 in Bitcoin, because the Bitcoin
wallet.
The Bitcoin wallet has a password, and the gold thingy actually has the answers on it. But since he shared it so up front, other people were starting to figure that out. So then they put out a release that said, we're going to put out a puzzle that is going to give him such an advantage. It's basically his. Then he pushed back a little and was like, well, it never said in the rules I had to contact you first. And it really was that I was supposed to get both. So then they decided to put out a puzzle that's like 300 pages or something, and said it's up 400 pages. Everybody, he might have an advantage. So there's a little...
So what they did is they took the 87,000 in Bitcoin and they bought gold coins. Supposedly it's 80. I think it's supposed to be 87,000 worth of gold coins. Put it in a jar, put it right out in the forest, and said, if you find it, you keep it. But they're saying the person who found the gold trophy, they think, is the only one who can crack this. It's basically a cipher and a cipher and a cipher. So who knows what's going to happen? It'll be interesting.
400-page cipher.
Yeah, it's a lot of words.
Shoot me. I mean, come on. Right. Okay, so both of you, how would you feel knowing that this was your inspiration for Estes Cash? So you were the finder. You were just so excited you made a video. I don't think either side did anything wrong, but how would you be feeling right now if you were the finder of the gold thingy and now you have a 400-page puzzle that people are working on?
So I understood it very similar to the way you did. In my mind, and when I explained it to other people, that yes, the gold is sitting there. It's a trophy. When you get it, the 12 words are like on the bottom. I didn't know about linear A. I just thought like the words are there. And so you have to tell the guy, and in my mind, it was like, oh, it's to prove that you have it. You have to tell him that, hey, these are the 12 words. And I've done Bitcoin a little bit, so I know how that I had a 12-word wallet or whatever. So I knew how that worked. So yeah, I find it, I get it. I was telling my wife, like, hey, we should go up because the price for the winner, it's up to 100 because it's 80 plus 20. Like, that's what I thought.
Right.
So yeah, I would definitely be feeling a little bit, wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, and even if the gold trophy, the 12 words were a puzzle to figure out on the gold trophy, which is what I think they had intended, but didn't actually say. Even then, they're like, well, somebody else could take that because he's showing pictures and he wasn't supposed to. So now they made this other puzzle. I don't know. I think their intentions are good, but the execution.
They said that they know that some people have figured it out because they've actually deposited. You have to have the password to deposit
small amounts of money into.
Yeah, just to kind of confirm. So they've figured out something. So I'm just going to say probably as good as the Forest Fen hunt. It's just kind of a little shit show at the end. And they're dealing with it. But yeah, I know some of the people, like Billy Shaw said, I will not participate in that one again. Some people feel disenfranchised. So these little hiccups and problems come up. But if he gets it in the end, maybe cool. But if he doesn't, it just doesn't feel right to me. But I know they wanted more days and he found it sooner than they wanted. That might be a piece of it. I don't know. I don't know their intentions. So but if I thought all it was a gold thingy to find, and I find out I have a 400-page cipher to crack. I would not be a happy camper.
But also, to be fair, though, the gold trophy is worth, I think, $26,000.
Oh yeah, I mean that's nothing to sneeze at.
Worth a lot.
That's a good prize.
Right, but it's all about setting expectations.
Right, that's true.
So if I'm $26,000, of course I'm excited. What if I have spent that much? Well, a whole bunch of what ifs, but like Forest Fen's treasure, if I would have opened it and saw $26,000 of gold, I would have gone, where the heck is the rest of it? Because the expectations were set when you go in anyway. Okay, so that's the update on Skydrop.
Yeah. So just to answer Hoolie's question, the 400-page, what Jason said is if you were to print his puzzle that is on the website, it would be 400 pages if you were to print it out. All those words and all the 21 messages or whatever.
I downloaded the puzzle into like a PDF in like my files. It's 600.
Is it 600?
Because there's actually like 3 puzzles in there. There's like 3 tables.
It's definitely a cipher. It's definitely like a 3-part cipher thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have put it in a Google Drive and shared that. People already have it in Excel. But that's what
she missed that. That's nuts.
Yeah, 400.
As long as Estes doesn't pull the bounty at the end, he's way ahead.
Right.
So this is a good question. There's things that we did not anticipate. Here's an example. We have groups of searchers that work together. Sometimes they have drama and issues. Then they break up. And then others reconnect. It's almost like the Housewives of Treasure Hunting.
It's a soap opera.
It is a soap opera. We have decided for Mike and I, whoever finds the proxy and gives it to us and tells us, goes by our rules, we're giving them the treasure. We don't get involved between different groups. Dave from US Treasure Hunt, he absolutely gets involved. He says, you have to tell me. And so does Dirk from Treasure Games. He says, you have to show me your communication, who's on your team, private emails and all that stuff. Are you going to get involved at all in the teams aspect or just, I guess yours is out there.
Yeah. His is different. You find it, you take it. Yeah.
Never mind.
And there's no
that was something I thought about.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Now, would you be okay if you post a cipher and somebody solves it and they post it in the Discord for the solution for everybody to?
Yeah, and so that's why I went back and forth of, do I want the ciphers and puzzles private or public? And I was like, well, I'd rather them be public because what if, like I said, somebody just got them and then shared them? I'd rather them just be out there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was the one on Dirk's. Like, that's the reason I am not participating in Treasure Games. I do think it's a legitimate hunt. I think it's great what he's doing. It doesn't fit me because I'm not allowed to talk. You're not allowed to say anything. And I want to be in our Discord. And we just had a bookshop Zoom. I threw out the 4 or 5 things I found because I hate getting stuck. And I'm hoping someone does that for me later. And we started to work collaboratively. If I get disqualified for speaking, I'm going to disqualify myself up front. That and a couple other, the red herrings I don't like, a couple of the other things. But so I decided to opt out. So I like the idea of, because as you're finding out very quickly, Jenny, she has a forum and a Discord. We have a forum and a Discord. Then there's all these small pockets and groups of people. I mean, there's a lot of different places. There's that discussion, and I think it only helps. We don't mind if somebody.
I agree. That's what drew me into it, the community aspect.
Yeah.
And I understand people that like, I don't want to share my work, or I hide my clues. Like, I get that part, but I mean, it does help, and it creates a more welcoming environment.
Well, but I will have to say there was like 20 or 25 people in our Zoom on Saturday for the bookshop, and only like 3 of us talked.
Right.
Guys, is
Well,
that
yeah.
fair? Like, I gave flat out my clues. We actually worked, several of us worked one of them real time and like kind of gave the answer as we went along. If that ratio continues, I'm just going to grab the 2 or 3 other people and say, let's do a private Zoom. So, but to be fair, several hadn't gotten their book yet, so they really couldn't. So, but I'm just going to say for the future, it wasn't even close. It was like 15 people never said one word the whole time. Don't do that. Don't do that. You got to, like, you know, the little thing at the little corner stores that says take a penny, give a penny. Don't always take one. You got to give one too.
So let's transition to the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, because they're the
Yeah.
next. They're a longtime creator in the amusement park, but they're about to come out with a new one. And David said just now, to be clear, we don't need to see any private communications between the solver and the finder. We just need the solver to say Joe Blow is the person who I've designated as my finder.
And I think I morphed the two. So the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt does want to know who's on your team. Dirk actually is wanting to see communication, emails, text, proof of who was on the team. I think it's wonderful if any originator wants to go to that length. I don't want to get into the he said, she said in case there's issues. Just knowing on the invitation alone, you know how many people have been in group? Do you know that some people are in more than one group and people don't know it? Like, guys, the treasure hunt community, we have scoundrels in it. So be careful who is on your team and who you trust. But go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, the Great U.S. Treasure Hunt, they did delay. They sent out a press wire, which I'll show real quick, which was pretty nice of Dave because he mentioned to us.
Oh, Billy Shaw says he feels he's close on section 1. Billy Shaw, let's talk. Yeah, we're like I have all my little cut up pieces of. I mean, I'm having fun with it.
And the link to this will be in our Facebook group, Cowlazars Grand Adventure, and on our Discord channel, Cowlazars Grand Adventure. That's right. You guessed it. They did do a press wire. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt delayed for 1 week due to Hurricane Milton. And you guys, pretty long. They've got pictures. You guys can read through yourself. And they actually put a link to the video we did last week of the 12 active treasure hunts going on in the U.S. right now. So thanks, Dave. And thanks, Jeff. We appreciate that. And we will post that if anybody wants to read through this for sure. And I just want to say that we're like less than 100 subscribers away from 5,000. So everybody listening, if you could subscribe, you know, it'd be awesome.
5,000.
We've been doing this for 8 years, people. Yeah, 8
so
years.
That's the big announcement on the invitation. Those of you that are in the invitation, you got an email late last night. Mike and I are hearing your frustration. It's been going on 6 months, exactly like Este said. Like, you don't want someone getting frustrated and it going too long. So we have said on October 23rd, which is the 8-year anniversary. This goes back to before Mike even knew me.
Right.
And he did his very first treasure hunting Forest Fen vlog. It was vlog number 1 8 years ago. The channel's been there longer because he put family stuff up, but 8 years ago. So for that anniversary, we're gonna be ready for it because we are gonna give we've asked you for where your progress is, things that are coincidences that I will say it's a non-intentional red herring. We want to clarify some of those. We want to see where there's the biggest issues. We know every part of this has been solved, but not by the same group. Literally, if you all sat together and could figure out what was the best solution to each piece of this would be over. This would have been over months ago, but no. So that's on the 23rd.
Wednesday of next week.
Yeah, Wednesday of next week. You can decide, because I know a lot of people are from out of town, if you want to send somebody, etc. But I will say the most substantial set of clues is coming next Wednesday, because I don't think these $2,000-$3,000 hunts should last years and years. But it's hard for us because it's not like everybody's missing one thing. I could say this group, here's your hint, because this group solved that part, but then we know you guys, and that wouldn't be fair. We don't want to select. We want to
keep it fair for everybody.
So during the bookshop Zoom, we actually kind of asked some questions. We didn't talk about specifically the invitation, but said, okay, how do you give a clue that, we did. How do you give a clue that doesn't just take the lead searcher and have them break it loose? How do you take a clue that doesn't bring up the back end to the lead searchers? Then that doesn't make it fair for the people that have been working their butts off. So we think we have found a good solution. And I will just say the 23rd is going to be fire for the invitation. So there's the update. Oh, And we checked on the proxy in the last 48 hours. It's still there. Find it, guys. What's wrong with it? Several people are like, it's gone. Someone has
What's
it.
wrong
No,
with you?
it's sitting there.
The
It's
real
sitting
fun
there.
is going to be when we do a full video of the entire solution, and it will be interesting to see what everybody thinks. We have a gold coin in ours as well, Esteban. It's actually a gold coin that was in Forest Fence Treasure.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty special.
So we
So,
paid like
somebody out there is going to win it.
30%
So.
more for it. It's
What's
still
that?
gold, but we paid a lot more. We paid the Fed factor,
There
so
was a
we paid
premium,
extra.
big time. Anyway,
Ben
all right.
premium.
So that'll be Wednesday of next week, everybody.
Yes.
No show this Thursday. We'll probably go live Monday. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we'll go live Monday.
Yeah, because the big updates too. U.S. Treasure Hunt. In case you didn't see, we did a special show. I think it was last. No, we changed it around because of all this. Great U.S. Treasure Hunt. He's thrown in another. It's not 10 $1,000 hunts. It's 11. So
pretty cool.
What are you waiting for, guys? So you guys got to get that one ordered. And it's a comic book. Mike's always wanted to. You will never make it to Wednesday.
They're saying the invitation is going to be over by Wednesday. And
you know what?
We'll
I did not realize how much fury. I will tell you, I received a lot of messages of I better go boots on the ground now, before next Wednesday. I didn't anticipate that. Did you, Mike? The frenzy of today?
Yeah, there was people out there today because they told us that they were out there today. So at least it cooled off. They were complaining how hot it is here in Vegas. That's not hot for Vegas. It's actually nice out for Vegas. But anyway.
Yeah, and I want you to be very respectful. We do not want a situation of one person finding it and another person taking it from them or whatever. I would be really mellow and just leave if you're in an area that has others. Some people have asked us like, oh, I just met someone that said they're working on your hunt. Well, I don't know if I would want to be whatever location. Some people are at different locations at this point, but if you do see someone else, I mean, it's fair game. It's a free country. They can walk around. Some of them were even sharing some stuff that's allowed in our hunt. Anyway. Okay. So the bookshop, super cool. I'm having a great time with it. But it is we're going to do another Zoom. I saw some people said they missed it. We're gonna have to coordinate. I'm traveling for a little bit, but I'll be back by the weekend. So
I don't know, Laurel, if David said an extra 500 in day one. I thought he said the first week. I don't know. David can clarify that. He's pretty confident somebody's going to find a coin on day one. But remember, he said he'd add, I thought it was 1,500. I
thought it was a lot of money. Yeah. And what I said,
I thought it was $1 million.
Yeah, just no one say that they found it for like a week and then we all get that extra money. Just kidding, Dave.
Yeah, right.
And if you put it under a bench, I'm not going to be happy.
If it's one thing David does and Jeff, they think it through. They have a plan for the inevitable, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that comes out here next week.
Yep. So then lastly,
Estes Quest on Saturday, Great U.S. Treasure Hunt the week after that, JCB's middle of November. So yeah, we got a lot going on.
And so about 1 month from now, a little under 1 month from now, we do have JCB's hunt. JCB put up a new video today. Mm-hmm. So if you want to go to JCB's frequently asked questions, I'm going to set expectations for you guys. He answers 2 questions. Why are you doing this? And what's your background? And tell us about how you made money. And how do you stay safe? So don't set I set my expectations very high.
I thought it was K-Pro that emailed the PR team to say, we really have people boots on the ground. We really need to know what these safety rules are. And that's what John talked about today. Isn't that what you asked him to do?
Yay. I would have preferred. Can you remain anonymous? Is it in an area that's accessible 24/7?
There's a million other questions.
There's a million. I just wish, but it's really FAQ. You're right. It's not FAQs. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I'm anxious. So I would have really, his first 2, the Weirdos and the Weirdest podcasts, and the Dungeons and Dragons and the Raleigh, those were long, substantial. They were hour long. Now, all the questions were not by treasure hunters. So I was expecting, I'm not complaining. I'm just setting everyone's expectations. It's about 6 minutes long. The first 4 or 5 minutes is about John. And there's no typos in this one. And he says the right date. So we're very excited.
It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram, I believe. Twitter, he shared it everywhere, but it's easier to watch it here on YouTube. Only has 200 views. I mean, it was 7 hours ago, but there he is talking about his treasure hunt. Again, John Collins Black. That's a big one coming out. That's a big roller coaster in the treasure hunt amusement park. So once we get the book, we'll talk about that forever. What's that?
Do you see what 3D Bronze said?
If I book a flight and it's found before then, I expect dinner and a show. I think he's talking about our treasure hunt. If he comes out here and it's found, yeah. All right, deal, 3D Bronze. I think we.
Nisha, if you come out here, but a show, no, let's go play poker, or you can go to Circus Olay with Mike. But with Mike, I'm not into the show. I don't like movies. I don't like show. Come on, let's do poker. Let's throw some money on roulette. Come on.
But before you go look at John Collins Black's video on YouTube, first you got to go to Estes Quest and subscribe and buy in, because that one starts this Saturday. What else are you doing? Well, you might be working on the invitation to the bookshop, but if you're in the Southeast, I mean, it's a no-brainer. And I think it's a no-brainer for everybody, just because we can get somebody to go boots on the ground for you. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And some of you have already requested, like, you're working on Region 1 at Treasure Games. Do I know somebody in the areas? I'm going to give you people I know, but I don't get involved more than that. I'll just say, here's the 2 or 3 people in your area. Like, I know Shannon's down in that area, depending on where it ends up being, and a few others I can name. So if you do have something like that, I'm willing to, and I don't give you their private information. I'll give you their Discord handle or their Thor handle, depending on which one it is. So, but feel free to reach out if you do want to work on these, because I do think I'm starting to get into how do you I'm getting old. So how do you keep your mind kind of active? And I do puzzle games at the very beginning of every one of my days for about 10 minutes just to kind of keep things going. And I think it helps kind of get your day started and things going and all that. So anyway, that's the updates on all the rest. So we will definitely have a show Monday, because I'm sure by then we will have maybe a few more frequently asked questions. I don't know. That'll be right before Este's hunt starts. So this will be, I think this is exciting. We've never had, if you look at in Mike's famous article, or Dave's famous article that has Mike in it, that there's never been so many. There are a lot of hunts going on. So, and I don't know, 3D, I'm going to say it since you said it in an open Zoom, 3D is working on a hunt. So
that's
working on getting a hunt go. Like, he still needs a little bit of time, but his hunts, I don't know.
Will it have gold though? Will it have a gold coin? You'll have to let us know.
But don't do something where you have to slow it down and technically, like,
you don't like those.
That drove me crazy.
I bet it's gonna have a really cool chest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it will for sure.
Does.
It's worth it just for the chest. So, okay, that's the news, all the news in the Treasure Hunt Amusement Park. Esteban, thank you for coming on, and thank you for doing your treasure hunt. You know what we always say is a lot of people. What we say is a lot of people talk about it, but only a few actually follow through and do it. So you're one of those. I hope everybody buys in, and I'll be ready right here with a cup of coffee Saturday, waiting on that first video.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Subscribe, share the show, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.